Buongiorno, dobry den. So welcome back to my channel. This week I'm going to look at the Glycine Airman. Since its launch in the early 50s, there's been many incarnations of this watch. I'm going to be looking at the model called the Airman No1 Purist, which, even though it's called the No1, it's not completely based on the original vintage No1. As you can see, the original one had this sort of the AM, PM markings on the dial. This was a model, there was a model released after that a few months later, which is this model. And basically this is a reissue of that watch with some slightly modern updates. So let's get into the review. So this is the watch. It comes in a 36mm case or 40mm case. I went for the 40mm case. The original vintage one was in 36, but I went for the slightly bigger one. The name Purist basically comes from one of the unusual features about this watch, which is the 24-hour dial. So it's a true 24-hour watch. It's not a GMT. So basically the hour hand makes one full rotation of the dial every 24 hours. So I like that because it's something unique. Some people wouldn't, but for me it was something really different. Acrylic crystal, as you can see, very nicely domed, gives it that very vintage look. It's limited edition. They made basically 1,000 of each model, which is 1,000 of the 36, 1,000 of the 40mm. And then there was also a GMT version, so there's 1,000 of each one, which is quite nice, something a bit different. Unsigned crowns, but the crowns are unique. And again, it's a feature which I really like. So basically it has the locked bezel, as you can see. It's a mechanically locking bezel. So essentially you have your normal crown, but this crown has some little teeth on it that fit with the bezel. So you unlock it, you can adjust it to a different time zone. I usually keep it on LA time. And then you relock it, and then that's it. So it's a very, very secure system, which I find really useful, actually. And then, you have the standard crown, which you can adjust, you can wind, and has a quick set date. Very nice looking watch. I mean, obviously has a very vintage look about it, even though it's brand new. Again, it's something I like. I used to be very into vintage watches, but now I'm kind of into modern watches, but this was a bit of a throwback for me. Signed buckle, as you can see, very nice strap that it comes on, a vegetable leather, vegetable cured leather, again in the sort of classic vintage style. So as a wrist shot, as you can see, the lugs are quite long, so I'd recommend you try this on in the 36 and the 40 if you can find one still around, because you need a decent sized wrist to carry it off. So if you like this review, like, subscribe, ring the bell. Ciao, arrivederci, see you next time, bye.